is a life-threatening emergency situation.
It could lead to the worst flooding in Greater Sydney in 18 months.
For communities along the Hawkesbury-Nepean River system to the north and west of Sydney, it's been another weekend of dealing with extreme weather.
There's up to 60,000 households that are affected. All those households contain people who can't get to work, homes that are going to need massive repairs, insurance payouts that are going to happen.
An intense, low-pressure weather system has inundated many communities for the fourth time in 18 months.
Records have tumbled, so it's been somewhat unprecedented with the amount of rain over the last 18 months.
For the people of Camden, southwest of Sydney, the sight of the Nepean River bursting its banks has become all too familiar.
It's been 30 years since we had a flood, but now we've had the 3 in the 1 year.
Alex Matheson is the president of the local bowls club, where they've taken to marking this year's flood levels on the wall.
That's the first flood in February, that's the next one.
This weekend's is by far the worst.
That's the one today. It's unfortunate. The club, after 2 previous floods, had got itself back into a very good position, and where we were trading nicely, and it was great. We managed to spruce the club up and all that in the meantime, and but now.
This time they saved a lot of equipment and stock, but it came just as Alex and the team had almost finished repairs from the last floods.
From my own personal point of view, it is depressing. Everything you see here has been refreshed, repainted. I say all voluntary, and guess what? We'll do it again, you know, and because you want your club to survive.
Multiple river systems all flowing into that same region, with everything kind of drains towards these towns, and that's why these same places tend to get hit hardest.
These communities know flooding's a risk. Living near major rivers, they remember the historic floods of decades gone by. But what they find staggering is the frequency of these latest disasters. Flood-related insurance claims in New South Wales and Queensland have already added up to $4.8 billion just this year.
And that's before the latest round of floods, and that's just insurance costs alone. We've got to remember lots of people are uninsured or underinsured.
In Sydney's northwest, the Windsor Bridge couldn't be seen this afternoon. Swathes of the region are again being tested by Mother Nature.
At the moment it's at 12.8 or so we've still got a little bit to go, but if it comes up to the levels in March, it'll be inside here in the garage.
David Adlington has called the Windsor district home for 30 years, 6 of them spent at this house. Along with the neighbours, he's spent the afternoon watching the water creeping up the driveway.
Sort of watch and see, you are a bit anxious as to what will happen. So that line there is the water level inside the house.
Just 4 months ago, he was in the same situation. For some neighbours, it's become too much.
I spoke to some people that live around the corner from here after the last flood. 2 of them I know have sold, and they've said they've had enough.
You think, oh, it's not that bad yet, it's only covered 70%, oh, it's not that bad, it's still got a little bit left. But then when you see everything's under, it sort of beat you then, there's nothing left.
Back outside Camden, farmer Matt Gretcher's winter crop looked picture perfect just days ago. He hasn't been able to fully inspect the damage yet, but he's got a fair idea how bad it'll be.
In the last few days, well over $500,000 just gone. Especially if the prices at the moment, what stuff's worth, it's just like a double whammy. Smashed us, and now we're not going to have nothing for at least another 3 or 4 months. So yeah, we lost a lot in the last 48 hours.
He's now lost 2 cabbage crops in a row after flooding in March.
And we're just starting to get on our feet again, and we've just lost everything we got in a matter of 48 hours.
Weather forecasters say the deluge isn't over yet.
seasonal forecasts for August to October are suggesting above average rainfall for almost all of the country. I think the chances of another flooding event in New South Wales and Greater Sydney is more likely than not in the coming months.
People are resilient around here and they just continue to back up after it, keep going, which is good. You've got to have that attitude, you've got to keep going.